Hey, what's up, guys? Robert here. Um, Today, I want to talk to you about a very special record, a very special album for me, which would always be like a very special. Yeah, it will always have a very special part in my life because for me, it's the album, it's the record, it has the song, it's the band for me. Um, it's one of my favorite bands. Actually, I would say that it's my favorite band because of how much they influenced me and how much they changed literally my life since forever. And it was like when I will go into it, and it's what got me into this. Well, with no further ado, this is the one. This is the album for me. This is the record, which is Metallica and Justice for All. I want to tell you the story of how I got this because actually it's pretty interesting. I was around 11, 12 years old. I was in my first year of, which junior high school. And I remember so much that I had my Walkman, which we all had back in the days, like listening cassettes and everything. But that week I had gotten a Discman, which was a big, huge deal for a kid back in the day. And I remember that I got it like on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and that weekend I was gonna make a bus trip with my mom and my siblings. We were going to Mexico City, which from here it was an 11-hour trip by bus. So I remember that I was very excited because I had my Discman and I just wanted to go and buy a CD to be playing it like the whole ride on the bus because we were traveling by night. So this is what was so special about this. I remember so much that I went to buy a CD. By this time, I had already listened to some rock music here and there. I was 11, 12, so I wasn't very, I didn't know about the genres themselves, the groups, the bands, but I had listened to some rock songs or some heavy bands. And I remember that I went to the music store and I saw it. I didn't. I had heard Metallica, the name. I wasn't like sure. I saw Metallica and Just for All, the cover. It just caught my attention. I bought it. Actually, it's this CD. This is the one that I bought, and I remember that I just brought it home. At night, we packed all of our bags and we went on the bus. And I remember it was around 11 p.m., 12 maybe at night. And I remember that I got out my Discman. I put on the CD. I hit play. I was the boss. All the people were already sleeping. It was dark outside, and I was just looking at the window. I put on my headphones. Those wire headphones that cut your hair. And I remember that I played them, and I hit play, and this uprising intro started with the distorted guitars, and I was like, "What is this?" And then suddenly like when that riff started, I knew it. In that moment, I knew this was what I wanted in my life. It's not just the music; it's a complete lifestyle. It's a complete philosophy. It's everything. So when I heard that opening riff of Blackened, that was it for me. I got caught. I knew it. I didn't know what I was listening to. I didn't know it was called thrash metal, heavy metal, hard, whatever you wanted to call. I didn't know. I just knew that this was it. And I remember that I was listening to this album nonstop all the way to on the trip and all the way back. I was hooked up, especially this song Blackened, which for me is the song. It is the for me it's that was it. I knew it. It caught me and it dragged me into metal. And for around 3 years, from 11, 12 till 15, 16, I didn't like, I did like heavy thrash metal in general. But when people ask me what kind of music do you like, I like Metallica. I didn't know anything else. I just liked Metallica. I liked them. I for 2, 3 years I just listened to them, and I went backwards, and Justice, Master, Ride, and Kill, and I listened to them like all day. All day I was listening to them. They caught me. I was like I don't know how. You know what I'm talking about. That first band that you discovered, that first song, which makes you change everything you know about music. That was it for me. From then, when I was 11 years old, which is like 23 years ago, I knew that was it. And actually, when I saw them for the first time, when I saw Metallica live, I cried and I was like a little girl watching, I don't know, Backstreet Boys or whatever when they scream and stuff. I was screaming like a crazy person when I saw Metallica. I was super excited. I didn't go to my graduation of my career because it was on that day, June 6th, 2008. I'm pretty sure that was the date. I didn't go. Fuck that shit. I didn't even like my career. I didn't even like the people that I studied with. That was the first time that I saw Metallica. I was blown away when I saw them live. One of the times that I saw them live, also I caught this, which I'm very proud of it. You know, it's well, I guess you cannot see it. It's a guitar pick that they were throwing with. It's a commemoration of the Black Album 20-year anniversary. It was not for that tour, of course, but they were throwing, and I just caught this one. I was very excited, and I keep it there with other things that I have caught in different concerts. And well, you know, this album, if you have heard it, for me, it's like the pinnacle, if that word exists, of Metallica for me. I mean, I think that these years, from 88 till 91, for me, was like they were at their peak. They were like nobody could beat them. You know, they were like unstoppable back there. And, you know, all the songs are pretty cool. Blackened, I mean, again, what can I say about it? It's the song for me. It has that riff that is one of the heaviest riffs that I have heard. And Justice for All, almost 10 minutes of pure raw sound with this acoustic intro. Eye of the Beholder, one, of course. Once you hear it live, it's other thing, you know. The Short Straw, one of my favorites, and it has this crunchy guitar, and I love it. I love it so much. Harvester of Sorrow, of course, also this crunchy, heavy song that just you cannot not headbang. The Fridays of Sanity, To Live Is To Die. How can you not like To Live Is To Die? I mean, the live versions of this song during the live tour being in Purge, awesome, which they use kind of like the intro for Master of Puppets. I'm pretty sure it was in Seattle, 1991. It's awesome. And Dyer's Eve, which for me, lyrically, it hit me so much when I was 12, 13 years old. You know, I was in this stage, and the lyrics of this song really hit me hard back in the day. I felt like this song was written, you know, for me. And again, this album it doesn't have any weak spot. It all, like, from start to finish, is amazing. It's great. I haven't heard Still Blackened live. I mean, I have seen Metallica 3 times, and I haven't heard Blackened live yet. I have heard, well, one, of course, Short Straw. That's it, I guess, and Just for All. But I haven't heard Blackened. That's still one of my things in my bucket list that I have to mark. But check it out. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. For people, I mean, there are still people who don't know or are still getting into metal. So I guess that this is a good starting point. And if you can go backwards, like go from this one, Master of Puppets, Red Lighting, Kill 'Em All. When I was 11, 12, that was around the time they launched Load and Reload. And, well, I'm going to tell you about my impressions or opinions later, because for me it was a shock. I was like, no, it's not possible that it's the same guys that wrote and Justice for All, which Load and Reload, in my opinion, they're not bad albums, but, you know, after you hear this one, everything you listen is, I mean, this will always be my something to compare the other albums with. So that's it. I mean, check it out. My favorite album, my favorite Metallica album, my favorite song, Blackened, and well, that's it. See you around.